Welcome to Childcare Conversations with Kate and Carrie.
Have you ever looked at your calendar, Carrie, and just went,
Well, I think everybody who's run any kind of business has times when they're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things. But the problem is when we don't stop and look at our calendar because we're in the middle of the summer busyness and we're doing tours for fall enrollment to fill any holes we have. And we don't realize that we need to plan events for our staff going forward. We're like, that's okay. I got the in-service day scheduled, that one day of in-service.
yes, but
And that's good. That'll handle all the training for the whole year.
but nobody remembers to actually book their people.
Well, some people do, or else you and I wouldn't be training at a whole bunch of centers in the next month and a half.
But that's part of the goal here. So I just want to make sure that those who are listening, this is our, I don't know, we don't do it very often. I'm going to call it our I don't know, where in the world is Kate and Carrie?
Yeah, giving people an update on some places where they can come and find us, see us at an event, or, just again, put in your mind, oh, it is time now for planning for what conferences you're going to go to in the fall.
Okay,
Or
so
your staff you're going to take.
So you guys are listening to us on July 16th. And I know it's a corny day, right? We often talk about fun holidays or made up days. Well, Amazon has their own version of funny days. So Amazon Prime Day is the 16th and 17th. And if you don't already have our book, that's right above Carrie's head. You can't see mine. It's over there on the shelf. Huh?
Where's your copy? And again, most people are listening, not watching. If you want to watch, these podcasts are also available on YouTube. So that's now that Kate's the one in charge of putting them up on YouTube, she expects everybody to be watching on YouTube, even
Absolutely, because we're funny.
Anyway, so yes, today is Amazon Prime Day. It's a great day to get some things that you have been thinking about getting. Again, if you haven't gotten From Overwhelmed to I Got This by Carrie Casey and Kate Woodward Young, this is a great day to do that. And maybe you got the book, but you don't have the workbook. So go on in and get yourself the workbook. And I don't know how much the sale is going to be. I'm not in charge of Amazon's life. But I know that pretty much everything has some sort of discount. Last time this happened, I think they did a 20% off on all of our books. So
if you like the monkey journal, this is the time to get the monkey journal. If you want to get a whole bunch of copies of 98 things you wish your child or your child care teacher wishes you knew for your parents, this is a great time to stock up and go ahead and buy 20 of those books for all of the fall tours. But it's absolutely a great time to go find those things that you're not sure you've already got enough of. And I love red construction paper. It's my perfect example because we use it all summer, we use it all winter, and then, we have a tendency to forget about it and we never seem to have enough. So whatever you need to do, make sure that you do go and check that out. And then Thursday this week is Carrie's favorite, not really a holiday, which is Polka Dot Thursday.
I was like, it Talk Like a Pirate Day isn't until September. Okay, so Polka Dot Thursday is this thing that we do in my family. I don't really know what made me come up with this, but I did it 20 some odd years ago. And so any Thursday that ends in an 8 is a Polka Dot Thursday. And so me and my kids and my husband, we wear polka dots. I have polka dot headbands. I have shirts. I have dresses.
But you even eat polka dot.
Yes, I eat polka dot food all day. So I have to have Cheerios in the house when there's going to be a polka dot Thursday because that's the easiest breakfast that is polka dots. But blueberries work pretty well too. So blueberries and yogurt or blueberries and oatmeal. And then there's usually some pizza with pepperoni involved. Sometimes we've also done tortellini, we count those as polka dots, meatballs, grapes, of course, watermelons, all kinds of round food all day long. And so it's just a fun and weird thing that we do that we think is really cool. And if you'd like to join us for Polka Dot Thursday, we'd love to have you join us.
Where are we going to be, Carrie? Where could they join us?
So the Texas Workforce Commission's TRS conference that is in the Houston metro area. So if you're at that TRS conference on Thursday, wear polka dots, find us at our session. I've got some pins to give out to people if they show up in that session wearing polka dots. So even people who don't know about it, if they're wearing polka dots, I'm giving them pins. And if you're coming to our sessions, definitely get there early. We're in a room with seating for 100. And last time, one of our rooms was 100 and the other was 120. And both of them filled up. The 100-person room, they closed the doors 15 or 20 minutes before the session started because everything was full and there were people sitting on the floor and sitting in the AV guy's spot because the AV guy wasn't in there. So at the TRS conference, either this one or the one in Dallas later this year, we're fun, guys. And a lot of the sessions for administrators are kind of,
and if you come to the one on Friday, we got Scooby snacks.
Yes.
So
we are not a yawn festival is what I'm trying to tell you. So we love to see you there. We're not a yawn festival any of the time we're presenting, but we have really been having fun with these particular topics.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take a second real quick. July 22nd. So we know that most of the programs who reach out to us that we do consulting with, even people who come through our director class, rarely do we get people who call us and go, hey, I am fully staffed and I have got all of the kids I can handle. So if you don't have all the kids you can handle, or you're not 100% sure you understand why you need to be able to pay attention to Butts in the Seats, we have a Butts in the Seats free masterclass coming up July 22nd. It is 3 hours. You do need to register in advance. You can register on our website. You can find it on all of our social media. Now is the time to register for that free masterclass.
Yeah, but why do you call it Butts in the Seats? Because butts is not a childcare word. I mean,
it is not. It is not a childcare word, but part of it's because, well, you like sexy and I like butts. Anyway,
I think that's a childcare sentence at all.
It's gonna work today anyway. So I really want you to understand what it means to your profit component related to having butts in the seats. So figuring out how many kids you have to have in a classroom to pay for that staff or pay for that overhead. At what point in time are you making money? Understanding and getting excited about a wait list. And if you don't have one, then you need to come, because we're going to talk about wait lists. We're going to talk about how to fill them, why to fill them, and get you excited about filling your program. And it's 3 hours. I know it's 3 hours on a Monday, but come on, you deserve that time for yourself, and your program deserves that time for you. So we don't give things away very often.
It's talking about money, which the more money you have in your program, the more problems you can solve. Because if you are eking by the skin of your teeth, you need to come to this class, because there are ways to increase enrollment. Even if you're 100% full, there are ways to increase enrollment. I hope you're going to talk about those.
Well, we'll see, because it's only 3 hours. There's only so much I can give away for free. It will not be recorded. It will not be shared at this time. So if you want to come, I suggest you come. We've got a friend who's doing an awesome workshop. June 29th is when it, or July 29th is when it starts. So look in your emails.
Right over my family reunion. She just skated right over my family reunion. That's where I'm going to be the last weekend in July. I'm going to be at a family reunion, and then I'm going to the beach in North Carolina, where I haven't been since I was knee high to a grasshopper. So I'm pretty excited to go back to North Carolina beach for a couple of days before coming back. And then we'll go to Summer's thing.
Okay, so Summer's thing. So the Conscious Classroom Model Leadership Program starts July 29th. Look for that coming out in your emails, as well as one of your podcast memos. And so in both of those, over the course of the next 2 weeks, we will have information. We can save you some money. So if you feel like you are not quite at the leadership level you want to be, this is definitely a 6-week program that's worth putting on your to-do list.
To know a little bit more about Summer, we interviewed her on episode 204. So you can go back to episode 204 and listen to or watch her and get a little taste of her coolness.
All right.
So what about August? What are we doing in August? Anything? I bet we're just staying home for August. We're just going to hang out.
Eat bonbons?
Well, I was thinking to say watch Marvel movies.
Okay. Well, then we got to do that in July, because I think we got Deadpool coming out sometime in July. Okay. So
you're just that the whole reason you like those is because of the guys wearing their tight pants.
It's a butt thing. Okay, so August 2nd, we are in Brazos Valley, and we are in Travis County working with those workforce boards, doing some awesome administrative trainings. And then on August 3rd, we are doing some in Spanish trainings and administrator trainings and teacher trainings, also in Capital Area Workforce Board in Austin, Texas.
And rural capital area.
And rural capital. Yeah, and then we've got a director class coming up August 10th and 11th in Austin in person.
Don't you have a master class about some monkeys around then?
Yeah, but I don't know if we got that date figured out yet.
Oh, okay. I have it in my calendar.
But we also have a friend of ours doing an awesome event in Golden Crescent, which is Victoria, Texas, on the 9th of August. And then if you are one of those people that haven't signed up for staff training, if you need it, like, your days are limited if you want us to come, because we are booked on the 19th and the 20th and the 22nd, and several of those days we're doing 2. One day we're doing 3 different sessions, and we are so excited about that. And then we got a book launch on August 22nd. So yep. If you're one of those plan ahead types.
I want to circle back and slow down to talk about staff in-service days, staff training days. If you are a new director and you're like, what does she mean, staff in-service days? I don't do those. I've never heard of that. What is this? So let's talk about it.
There's an episode or 2.
Huh? No. Okay. So a staff in-service day is a day when the teachers are there and the kids aren't. So in school, when I was a kid, we called those C days. I don't know what the C stands for, but it meant we got to stay home. So the kids get to stay home, and you're in the building with the staff and preparing for the new semester or the new year. And some programs spend the whole time just cleaning classrooms and putting up bulletin boards. I think that is a wasted opportunity. Spend some of the time bringing in somebody from the outside to talk about the things that your staff don't listen to you about anymore. So there's things that you talk about. I don't know whether it's how to make up the disinfecting solution, or positive guidance, or supervision, or any of about 10 other topics. There are some things that they've heard you say it so many times that you just sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. And so the best way to get them to actually tune into that is to bring someone else from outside that is a perceived expert. If you hire Kate or I, we are experts in a lot of things, but Even if it was just a director from another program down the road, because they're not someone they're familiar with, it's going to be received differently. And so hire someone to come in and do a teacher in service. They can be there for 2 hours, 4 hours, all 8 hours, whatever. It might be something that you do at the beginning of the school year, or you might be like, hey, I don't have anything planned for Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day. And I've already told the parents that they can't come. So,
Okay, so that's October 14th.
yeah. So on October 14th, you tell the staff, you've got the morning off, come at 2:00, and we're going to have a great speaker come in at 2:00. And the topic, if you've got staff who are kind of burned out and you're getting a lot of pushback of, I don't think I'm going to be there on Tuesday, then use that afternoon of the federal holiday to do something that re-energizes and reinvigorates. One of my favorites is when you have an art teacher come in and have them paint their Harry Potter Patronus or something like that, or painting flowers, or, if you have an animal that's the mascot for your school. So you're the busy bees and everybody paints a bee, because it relaxes them and it reminds them that they're working in a place where they get to have fun.
Okay, so can I just add to that? I'm going to give you my 2 cents.
But you were going really fast and you needed to stop.
Make sure you talk to your staff and get some suggestions from them, because you need to know who's going to find that as something as energizing and exciting as Carrie does, or maybe not. And so whether or not it's axe throwing, I would say the same thing. If it's doing team building activities, same thing. Cooking, all of these are things that work that same way. Have the conversation with your staff. Let your staff pick, be involved. Make sure you know their interests and you've taken some time to get to know them.
Yeah, it can be a karaoke dance party. You can, if you don't know how to give training hours for a karaoke dance party, then please reach out to carrie@texasdirector.org, and I will tell you how to structure that karaoke party so that people are actually learning stuff and you can issue a training certificate. If they're not learning anything, you can't. So you've got to make sure they're going to learn some stuff. But
absolutely. So
we train virtually and in person. So if you're in Kalamazoo, what state is Kalamazoo in?
Michigan.
You're in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and you want Kate to do a training on medication administration, you can have Kate without paying the airfare to get Kate to Kalamazoo. You can have her Zoom in.
But I'll be in Michigan on August 22nd.
Okay, so if you're in Kalamazoo, that's your date. Well, maybe the 23rd, because the 22nd, you're doing the book launch.
Absolutely.
So you probably can't do a training on the 22nd.
Probably not. I don't know if that would be really good. It would have to be in Traverse City, and it would have to be that morning.
Okay. But what is this book launch you're doing on the 22nd?
So we love our From Overwhelmed to I Got This, and you all have just given us such great feedback that we wanted to make this book available to all female entrepreneurs. So it's slightly tweaked, and it's, instead of From Overwhelmed, it's From Oh Shit. And it's still all about having the power and knowing the information.
Give the whole title, Kate.
From Oh Shit to I Got This. And we are so excited to be able to make this resource available to female entrepreneurs around the globe. There is definitely not already a book like this. And so we are excited to be able to do that. We've got lawyers who are telling stories. We've got other business owners telling stories. All of our
lawyers already putting in pre-orders for this book.
We do. And we've got SCORE mentors who are excited to be able to have the book as a resource. And SCORE is Society Service Corps of Retired Executives, and they are traditionally businessmen and women who have retired, or at least have less than a full-time job probably from their business, or their executive position, and they are there as mentors, and they are free. They are sponsored by the SBA. So again, we've got lots of folks who are excited about this book coming out. We're excited. Carrie is going to host a book launch. It may not be on the 22nd. It may be on the 25th, 26th, or 27th.
Carrie has not figured it out, nor has Carrie talked to any bookstores yet. That's an item on my to-do list. So it will probably be at Book People, but they may not allow it. I may not have done it soon enough, so I may have to be at a library.
But it'll be sometime.
I love libraries. I love libraries, but
well, we can definitely. I know some libraries that'll take us, and we can call Tierra at a library. It's her name. I love it. Okay, she'd probably listen to this podcast and go, "Hey, she's talking about me." So,
we forgot the trainer of trainers.
Oh, how did we forget that? Oh, we did forget that. Look at there.
So, we are constantly training our competition. Because we don't really think of it as competition. We think there need to be more quality trainers out there. So we're doing the train the trainer in English because there aren't any resources for trainer of trainer in Spanish. So if you know someone who is bilingual and looking to do training in Spanish or any minority language, we would love to have them come. But also people who just speak English. Because again, the better you do at training your own staff, the better they will be at performing and doing what you need them to do at the school. But also you can go to conferences and train at conferences. And it's amazing. I was totally blown away by the difference in how my staff perceived me once I started presenting at conferences. They were like, people think you're an expert. And I'm like, and so if there's just one thing that you're passionate about in early care and education, then start doing trainings on that one thing. And eventually you'll have 57 things, but you start with one thing. Like our friend Carly is very passionate about bringing science and math concepts into the early childhood classroom. And so that's where she started. And now she's also doing trainings on communication and things like that.
Absolutely. So we hope to see you guys sometime over the next couple of months. If not, hopefully you're listening to us. You'll be able to find us online. If you haven't gone to peek, we do have a YouTube channel, we have a Pinterest board, we have some other things. It's all at Child Care Conversations, and we even have an email now, Carrie, Kate and Carrie at childcareconversations.com.
Yeah. And I always want to say, and I never remember to say it in these podcasts, we have a director credentialing class. We call it Texas Director Credentialing. It's open to people all around the country.
Wait a minute. When did that happen? When does that start?
I mean, we've never said you can't take it just because you don't live in Texas. But we're going to be taking the company national, and that is just a teaser. We're not going to give you all the details. But with that, we will probably be changing the name of our online only class to Director Foundations, because it's the foundational information that a director needs to know in order to do this very impactful and should be fun job. And I have heard from people all over the country that they wish that our class was available in their area. So here's me saying, you can take it even if you're not in Texas. And if you want to do it in the weekend format so that you see us on a couple of days live and in person, and you can ask 500 questions. I'm thinking about a certain person from my last class. We have those coming up. There's usually about one a month. Sometimes there's two a month. All of those live classes right now are here in Texas. But again, little teaser, they will probably be available in your neck of the woods before too much longer.
And if you want them in your neck of the woods, reach out to either Carrie or Kate and Carrie, and we would love to chat and see what it takes.
Okay, so this was one of those, where in the world are Kate and Carrie? We've talked about some of the places we're going to be. We didn't get all of them. We didn't
We only went to August, which was fine.
Yeah, we didn't do it through September. Kate and I have another one of our big trips scheduled. We'll be doing some masterminding on a boat.
Yep, we got a week long. Some of our staff are joining us, so that'll be exciting.
So we will talk to you next week. Share this show with people who need to know.
Thank you for listening to Childcare Conversations with Kate and Carrie. Want to learn more? Check out our website at texasdirector.org. And if you've learned anything today, leave us a comment below and share the show.